Welcome back, Fast RC buddy. My name is Ryan. Today's episode of RC Weekly, we have new releases from Arrma, Team Associated, and Redcat. Plus, we'll cover the hottest sales in RC, so stick around. I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Alright, so you're gonna have to bear with me just a little bit here because I'm just getting over an illness, and so my voice is just starting to come back. But that's not gonna stop me. We're going full steam ahead with RC Weekly for this week, so let's go ahead and get into it. First up, we're gonna talk about the Arrma Limitless 8S BLX 120. And this was a pretty neat release, and one that I missed the teaser video on, or I forgot to talk about it on last week's edition of RC Weekly. But nonetheless, looks like we're getting a new Arrma Limitless, but this time instead of getting a roller, we're actually getting a full RTR version of this model. And from what I can tell, compared to like the other versions, like the V1 and the V2 rollers, this one I guess is pretty similar to the V2. Someone could comment, if you guys have a full breakdown of the differences, go ahead and comment. Let me know. I don't have a Limitless, but from what I've seen, it's mostly the same, except now you're getting electronics included in this thing. And then when it comes to the differentials, you're getting a center differential that comes like out of the box, is going to come with the center differential. And then if you want to add on the higher tooth pinion, and then the full like differential delete, or adding the spool in to try to get to that 120 miles an hour, you'll have those options out of the box. Just got to install them yourself. So I thought that was pretty neat. And then just by the branding of it, it's called like a speed bash vehicle. So it kind of like is threading a needle here. Like, it's obviously an awesome speed challenge or speed run car, but when you initially take it out of the box, if you just want to drive it around and bash it, you can do that too with the center differential. So kind of cool to see. It's nice to see that the Limitless actually comes as an RTR. Price is coming in at $799.99, which doesn't seem too bad for me, especially for that size of vehicle and the kind of capability that's going to have. But one thing I do want to comment on before I finish up this segment is the color. I love the color schemes on these. There's the red and white one. There's kind of white and blue and yellow version. Man, that red and white one is sick. Like, I know these things are kind of loosely based off of F1 cars, but that red one gives me like really trying to think of the words, like really reminds me of like the older F1 Ferrari cars and the older F1 Marlboro branded F1 car, which I thought was cool. So nice stuff from Arrma there. And then the last thing I'll comment on is the hype video that Arrma released. I thought was just extremely well done and very epic. And I, from time to time, try to do videos like that on my channel with like these, kind of cinematic or like music backdrop montage videos. And they're really hard to do, and to do them right and to even do them well. And Arrma like nailed it on that one for the Limitless. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. But that's all I got for the Arrma Limitless. Let's go ahead and get to the next update. All right, next up is from Redcat. They have another kind of lowrider, but this one is the bed dancing truck. And I know they've initially announced this like way last year, like 2024. But just a couple days ago on their live stream on the Redcat YouTube channel, which I'll go ahead and link that video below, they finally like showed this vehicle, and you get to see it actually on camera, actually operating. And while I don't have any lowrider models from Redcat or anything like that, I do appreciate the engineering that goes into these things, and hats off to those guys at Redcat. That it may not be something you ever buy, but go check out the video that I link in the description. It's pretty slick. This bed dancing pickup truck, basically it's got 5 different servos on it, and you're able to move this bed up and down and around and articulate it in all these different crazy positions. It's really, really slick. And in that video, that live stream, it's about an hour long. They go through all the details of this bed dancer truck and kind of why they made certain decisions, kind of the trade-offs of doing bed dancing truck versus like the lowrider and all that kind of stuff. It's really, really interesting, but just hats off to Redcat. I thought it was really cool. I believe the price on that one is coming in at $649.99, and is probably going to be out sometime early 2026. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check out the link in the description, and let's go ahead and get to the next update. And from Team Associated, we have another new RC10. This one is the RC10 GT Richard Saxton edition. This is a nitro truggy that they just released. Looks pretty cool. Believe this one is coming in at $479.99. If you want to check it out on the Team Associated website, it's up for pre-order. And let's go ahead and get to the next update. And next up, we're going to go over some discontinued models. And I got a question for you guys. If you want to let me know, I'm thinking of making this into like its own segment, like maybe not like a segment on every edition of RC Weekly, but every time it comes up and they have discontinued vehicles to talk about, I don't know, we're going to call it like Discontinued Watch or Discontinued something. Let me know what you guys think if you have any ideas. But let's go ahead and get to it. Got a couple of vehicles that are discontinued, and these ones are kind of a little bit further back, ones that I forgot to cover. So we're doing some roundup and just going to kind of bring all these back up to date. So the two that I'm going to talk about for this episode, we have first the Losi Tenacity DD10. So this is like the short course desert buggy from Losi that is discontinued. And I think that's kind of been like a slow discontinued and maybe stopped cranking them out, and then they kind of just slowly faded away. But now it's officially showing discontinued on the Horizon Hobby website. And so that's one. And then another one I forgot to talk about a few months ago was the Traxxas Bandit VXL is also being discontinued. They still have the Bandit XL5 on the model room site for Traxxas, but the VXL version looks like it's gone. So I don't know if it'll ever come back. Knowing Traxxas and kind of, you know, the way we've been following them for years, good chance the Bandit will come back in some form someday. But for now, all that they have on their model room site is the XL5 version. So that's it for Discontinued Watch. Let's go ahead and get to the next update. All right, last update here is just from Proline. They got a couple new bodies for your Typhon Grom. If you're looking to get a VW Bug Body, they now have those. They have them in a couple different colors, in like a beigeish blue and beige, and then like a white and red type race body. So for the Typhon Grom, you can get a VW Bug Body for it now. That's all I got for updates. Let's go ahead and get to sales. All right, let's save some cash. So first up, we are going to talk about what sale is going to be active at the time this video releases. So I'm filming this on Labor Day the 1st, but I'm going to release it on the 2nd. So some of these sales, especially the ones from Amain Hobbies, are no longer going to be there, which is a bummer. But I did put out a video a few days ago talking about that. There was like a killer deal on the Quake and like a 15% off coupon code at Amain Hobbies. But that's, like I said, by the time this video releases, it's already going to be gone. So what sale will still be going at that moment, so the moment this video releases, and good reason to be subscribed to this channel if you're interested in these sales and keeping up to date on that stuff, because I usually pull them up the day of and then put them in the video. Anyways, the Labor Day sale at Horizon Hobbies will still be going until the 2nd, so you get like one extra day. And they got two vehicles that we need to talk about and that will be on sale. And the first one is the Losi TLR tuned LMT monster truck kit. Actually, it's not a kit, it's like a ready roller basically, on sale for $200 off at $399.99. Like I talked about in my video from a few days ago, this is by far the lowest price I've seen since March, so well over 6 months ago, and officially puts it on Discontinued Watch. We'll keep an eye on that one to see if it disappears for good. But if you're looking to get a monster truck into the monster truck like racing scene, that I would imagine that TLR tuned version is pretty popular. The other vehicle on sale until the 2nd is going to be an Axial SCX 10.3 Base Camp crawler kit. So that is on sale for, looks like $60 off at $259.99. Pretty good sale there. That's the lowest price since April. So the whole reason why I made the RC price tracker is just to see, you know, how often these models go on sale. And we know this one really hasn't been on sale since this last April. So it's been a while, but now it's back on sale. So if you're interested in those, go and check those out at Horizon Hobbies. Let's go ahead and get to the next sales update. All right, so first brand I'm going to talk about here in the clearance or the sales section is going to be Arrma. And so let's take a look at the list. I'll go ahead and flash it up on the screen so you guys can see it. So most of the stuff on the Arrma list we can like pretty much disregard. A lot of this stuff is just the new everyday low price. So like the Gorgons, those are just, you know, the price has been lowered 20 bucks on all of those, basically all of those. But there is some new stuff on here that we do need to check out because yeah, like there's just some new stuff. All right, so the first one, the Arrma Fury 2-wheel drive Mega 550. So that is on clearance sale right now at Amain Hobbies for just under 12% off at $184.99. One trend I'm starting to notice nowadays is at Amain Hobbies, when you see items on clearance, usually they're discontinued, which I know specifically this Mega 550 Fury and the Vortex, I talked about those a couple weeks ago on RC Weekly as being discontinued. The Vortex was one that I wasn't for sure it's discontinued, but for now I'm like pretty sure it's discontinued. And so it's on clearance sales at Amain Hobbies if you want to check that out. Right now, about 12% off for the Fury, and this one includes the battery and charger, so $184.99. That's a pretty decent price. Not the lowest price, because the one I got behind me, I actually bought that for $129.99 like a few months ago. But so this one, you know, could possibly get cheaper, but keep an eye on it. Also, to the looks like the Arrma Vortex Mega 2-wheel drive 550 is also on clearance sale for just about 8.5% off at 299 cents. So like I said, that one's probably discontinued too if you want to check those out. Good chance that as they, you know, they stay there on clearance, there's a good chance that they actually continue to fall in price. So we'll keep an eye on that, and stay tuned to RC Weekly because I'll for sure keep you updated on it. So that's it for the Arrma side of things. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. All right, next sale we're going to talk about is from Axial. So this one I've been kind of hitting on for like a while, but the Axial UTB 18 Capra V2 is on clearance sale. It's been on clearance sale for like the last 2 months because it's discontinued, but it looks like they're still in stock at Amain Hobbies, and you can get that for 43.5% off at $157.99. So if there was any chance that you were looking at getting one of those someday, gosh, it's almost half off. Pretty good one there. So let's go ahead and get to the next brand. All right, next up, we're going to talk about Kyosho real quick. So Kyosho's list just like exploded this week. And they have a ton of models on there. There's so many that I don't know if I could really cover them in this segment, but I'm going to flash it up the table on the screen so you guys can see it. Basically, a bunch of their Mini Z stuff is 20% off right now at Amain Hobbies. So, you know, a lot of stuff like the Honda NSX, the Land Cruisers, Toyota Corollas, the Porsche 911 GT, Mini Zs are all Mini Zs, 20% off. Some of the prices, you know, as low as $139.99, $143.99, $151.99. There's a bunch of stuff that's just on sale this week. Go ahead and check it out. Like I said, I'll go and flash up the list on the screen. Also too, if you want to check out the list on the dashboard in my website, I'll put that down in the description, fastrc.net. But let's go ahead and get to the next brand. All right, and last one here I'm going to talk about is Traxxas. And so on Traxxas current sales list on my dashboard, still a lot of the same stuff. This list is huge right now because they just slashed prices on most of their BL2S models across the board about a month ago. So all of that is still reflecting in the dashboard, but there are still a couple models that are hovering out there that are on sale and clearance sale. The first one I want to talk about is Traxxas 2-wheel drive short course truck. This is the kit version that is on sale for 23% off at $229.95, and at Amain Hobbies you get a battery and charger included with it if you buy the kit. It does look like it's back ordered right now, so I'm not sure if it's actually going to be available, but if it ever pops up, that's a heck of a deal for Traxxas Slash. I mean, really, and a clear body, so you can paint it however you want. I just think it's a great deal. Next one we'll talk about from Traxxas is the Stampede BL2S HD 2-wheel drive. I believe this is a clearance sale I've been talking about for quite a while. It's 18.5% off at $219.99, so it has gone down just a little bit, it looks like. But not a bad deal if you're looking to get a 2-wheel drive monster truck like the Stampede. And, you know, kind of stay in that Traxxas ecosystem. But that's basically it. Like I said, the rest of this list is just the everyday low price drops from Traxxas, basically slash prices on all their models about, you know, 8% or so. But yeah, nice to see from them. And let's go ahead and get to the scratch and dent. All right, welcome to my favorite section, scratch and dent. And so we're going to switch things up a little bit because normally I would cover just the scratch and dent list from Amain Hobbies, but this week I'm changing it up and I'm going to cover the scratch and dent list from Tower Hobbies as well. So we're going to get Tower Hobbies and Amain Hobbies because there's some pretty good deals at both. And so first up from Tower Hobbies, the first thing to keep in mind is that to get access to the best sales from their scratch and dent, you need to be a Super Saver member from Tower Hobbies. That is a paid membership. It costs $10 a year to be enrolled into it. You do get some other perks like some discounts and I think some like credit for your birthday or something like that. If you want to check it out, I used to be a member like way back in the day and then I stopped, but now I'm probably going to join it again because there's some pretty good deals. So let's go ahead and dive into it. First up, one other thing to keep in mind, this site is not connected to my dashboard data set, so I'm not able to show you guys the graphs and all that stuff. So we're just going to go through this manually. But first up, we have the Gorgon 2-wheel drive on sale for $119.99. Great deal there. It's so cheap you could even upgrade it with a brushless system and still, you know, be close to under $200 maybe. We have a Vortex 223S, a couple of Vortex 223S, 4x4 on sale for $249.99. You have the pink and purple version and the red version on sale. There's an Arrma Kraton 4S 4x4 on sale for $399.99. We have a pair of Big Rock 6S on sale. We have the gunmetal and the red version for $579.99. Also have an Arrma Outcast 8S EXB on sale for $879.99. We have a couple of Redcat Chevy Impalas on sale for $419.99. And then from Axial, we have a Jeep GLU Wrangler for $949.99. And then from, it looks like from Vanquish, which I didn't know they had Vanquish. They have the VRD Stance on sale for $399.99, which I think is like a fairly new vehicle, like came out like a few months ago. Also too, they have the H10 Optic on sale for $359.99, which that's a pretty good price for that vehicle. Not getting too far ahead of ourselves, they have a Valkyrie MT 4x4 from Redcat for $249.99. And then from Element, they have the Zool for $329.99. This is the IFS version, so independent front suspension. And then we have from Vanquish another H10 Optic for $399.99. This is the Yokohama. So the Sparko version is actually cheaper at $359.99 than the Yokohama is at $399. And then from Redcat, they have the Kaiju 4x4 6S on sale for $399.99. And the last one here is just from Kyosho, our last two. First one here from Kyosho, it's a Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro for $409.99. And then the last one here is the Redcat Valkyrie TR, so it's the Truggy 4S for sale at $249.99. So pretty good list there. Like I said, you have to be a Super Saver member to take advantage of these deals, but for $10, I mean, it's not too bad, especially if you buy a lot of RCs. Yeah, and then, you know, with the birthday credit, could almost like pay for itself. Anyways, that's it for Tower Hobbies. Let's go ahead and get to the Amain Scratch and Dent. All right, and back to the usual Amain Scratch and Dent. And so the list looks a little bit shorter this week. So it was like almost the whole page last week, and now we're like half of that. So first up, some familiar faces, the Kyosho MR03 Mini Z rear-wheel drive on sale for 24% off. It's even lower price this week at $132.99. And I'm going to have to check to see how many weeks this thing has been on the list. My guess... see, I don't do this stuff in real time. Like, I don't look at my graphs in real time. So I'm going to guess 6 weeks. And I'll tell you if I'm wrong on the screen. Might be 7 weeks. Anyways, hell of a deal. 24% off. Next up, we have Traxxas Stampede BL2S 2-wheel drive on sale for $217.98. That's 19% off. And then we have a Losi NASCAR number 5 Chevy Camaro, $205.99, 17% off. But that, honestly, the new low price is $209.99 for a new version. So I would expect that car is probably going to go down quite a bit over the next few weeks. Next up, the Kyosho MR03 Mini Z. This is the number 3 body, $152.99. It's been holding tight, 12.5%. I don't know why, for whatever reason, that body of Mini Z just doesn't want to go down in price. Next up, we have the Losi NASCAR number 12 Mustang, $193.99, not bad, 7.5%. We have a Traxxas Max Wide Max on the list for 6% off at $535.99. And then we have Traxxas Stampede HD 2-wheel drive, $219.95. Looks like a new addition to the list. And so that's all I got for Scratch and Dent. I appreciate you guys joining me on this video. I know I'm like sweating like crazy and my voice is like not all there. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me. Anybody who made it to the end of the video, you're a real one. Especially the way I sound, I know it's tough. But I hope you guys got something out of this episode of RC Weekly. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.